The other thing I think is kind of underrated is using memes for marketing. So one of my portfolio companies, he's like, do you really think somebody is going to read your white paper like checklist thing that you're running as an ad on LinkedIn? Like nobody scrolls LinkedIn and goes, oh man, this checklist on being SOC 2 compliant. Like I'm so pumped about this, right? Like nobody. But you might make a meme about how getting compliant sucks, and like 100 people will resonate with that and share it in Slack. And they're like, oh, what's this company? Like Secure Frame? You guys do SOC 2 compliance? Oh, interesting. Like, oh, they have a white paper on their website. Like, I'll use that when we're presenting to the board about who we're going with for the SOC 2 compliance. But you probably discovered them from someone sharing in the group chat or a meme. So that's actually one of the things that I kind of did over time. Was like I had a friend who ran a VC meme account, and I just kind of started helping him with memes. And I realized like I'd spend a weekend making some thread about something that made me look smart or thought it made me look smart. And like, no one would really care or read it. And then I'd make some meme that literally took me 2 minutes. It was like the lowest IQ possible thing. And it'd get 1,000 likes, and like the CEO of Instacart would like retweet it or whatever. And you're like there's something here with memes. Like, it's just like, it's the language of the internet, and it's so bite size, and it's easier for people to resonate with, and then they spread so much faster. So when you think about like the most recent consumer product that's really taken off is probably ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And if you think about like how that spread back in the early days, it was like people just screenshotting their ChatGPT conversations and they were just blown away by like most of the time it was good things, but sometimes it was like, you'd ask like how many R's are in strawberry, and it would say 2, because like there's something, I forget what it was, or there's something with like the way that a word is stored in binary, it like lost one of the R's, so there was 2 R's in strawberry. But like it was basically memes. Like people were just posting essentially their ChatGPT conversations, and I think it hit like 100 million monthly active users within a couple months. Like I think it launched in October or November, I can't remember, of 22, and it had already hit 100 million MAUs within the beginning of 2023. I think it was like January or February of 2023. So one of the fastest growing products of all time, and it just grew from memes. It was basically just everyone sharing, because ChatGPT is a very single player product, right? Like I don't think you can really use it with other people. You can share a conversation, like you can share a link to a ChatGPT convo.
I never thought about that. It is single player by nature.
But it grew so fast because they made people talk about it, because it kind of turned it into a meme. And then, I mean, that was ultimately advertising for OpenAI's enterprise business at the end of the day, right? I mean, the same thing with Google. Like Google has Google Cloud, and probably the reason that you're open to considering Google Cloud is because like you use G Suite or you use Google or YouTube, and like there's like this familiarity of trust around the brand versus trying to start from scratch, aside from having the cash flow and balance sheet to build a cloud business. But I think there's a lot of examples of that where like you kind of use this like viral consumer thing to kind of grow. And I think even like enterprise plans in ChatGPT, like there's actually probably some people that did not want to use ChatGPT for enterprise. So, but it's because it like got so big, so successful, they had so much data, like we don't want to store it there. So I think it's a good and a bad example of how that can kind of play out.
Run the Numbers is a mostly LLC production. Yelling an intro by Fat Joe. Artwork by some AI thingamajig. Podcast and video editing is done by Cleancast at cleancast.io. Nothing said on this podcast is intended to be business or investment advice. It's the sole opinion of me, a guy who feeds his dog too much ice cream and has a history of net operating losses, lol. If you like this podcast, please hit subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And also check out mostlymetrics.com. That's my newsletter where I explore business models and financial metrics. Thanks for riding with me. Share this with your friends. Peace.